Summer at Efteling.
The announcement of a new fairy tale in the fairy tale forest.
And a fire at the Grand Hotel. This and much more in this month's news update.
Hi, my name is Joost.
I'm Jolanda.
From Dutch Theme Park Network. Let's dive in. And first of all, some follow-up. Because finally at Eethuis in Bosrijk we have the extra decoration.
Extra decoration, there are plates now with Efteling motifs. They're nice, I like the plates, but I hope this is not the final decoration they are.
I hope this is not all they were announcing, because it still looks very clean and white.
I hope for some plants. If they add plants or flowers, then it will look very good. Right now, it's still not finished. It seems still not finished. So I think they will add more.
And I think they will add also some stickers with motifs on the blank plates that are now. I hope so, because that would lift the experience much higher. And I think that will add the real Efteling vibe to Efteling Eethuis. It's a step forward.
And a big plus, there are towel dispensers and soap dispenser now, so the toilets are finished.
But there's still some work to do at Eethuis. It is a step forward.
Absolutely.
And also for some follow-up, we told you about the reopening of the Zoete Inval. And they also added some theming here. There is a rhyme added in Dutch, but we translated to English, and I ask you to read it.
Seeking sweetness, he was so driven, he dove into the beehive, so keenly smitten. Then he got stuck, with both legs out. The bees, now angry, chased him about. Now his craving was met with stings, so sore, if only he'd entered the Zoete Inval's door.
What do you think about it?
I like it. Efteling is full of rhymes. Maybe we should do a video about it someday, because basically every announcement is in a rhyme.
It adds a little story to the Zoete Inval. I think this was one of the finishing touches.
Other follow-up. There are new lampposts.
Yep, we told you that the Efteling was working on lampposts and that we have a lot of temporary lighting in the park. But now we see the first new lampposts, and they look like Wonderwachter siblings.
On the Pardoespromenade, the main entrance to Symbolica, there are really big lampposts. Efteling is very famous for them. And these are miniature kind of versions.
It's a really classical lamppost with a glass ball on top, with a point on top, as we know from Lavelaar. And they really feel like Efteling. And it seems that they will differ from realm to realm. Not sure, it's not confirmed yet, but it seems so, because we already see other colors in Reiserijk. And then over to the first main item of this news. Summer has started.
Summer has started. The weather too, it has been quite hot weather lately. Over 30 degrees Celsius and above, which I love after so much rain. I hope it doesn't stick out too long, but now it's about 20 degrees, so perfect weather, and all the summer entertainment is out.
Yeah.
We are making a special video about it, so if you want to see that, subscribe to our channel.
It will come quite shortly after this one, I think, if this video is on Sunday.
Maybe a little bit sooner if we get the time.
We'll see, but I think there are 2 or 3 main things we have to mention here. One, the opening hours are till 10 p.m. every day till the end of August. So from 10 till 10.
There's also, again, a special evening ticket available.
That is the Efteling Maan, and I believe it was 25 euros, I'm not sure. We'll check that for you. The second is, they added new flag poles of banners.
Very beautiful banners.
Those look really neat. And
I wish they would make t-shirts of those banners.
Yes, I want souvenirs from that as well, but we see a really great step in souvenir lines.
Yes.
Later on, more about that later on in this video. But those banners, you see that the Efteling is really trying to make a brand out of summer Efteling and winter Efteling. In the summer we now have a sun, and we can also find this sun at Symbolica, and it's moving.
It's moving. When you zoom in, it looks a bit creepy, but when you see the entire picture, it looks very good.
And of course, in winter we have the snowflake. And the third thing I want to mention is that there's a clear change in the entertainment program. Last year's, the entertainment acts were all day long, and all acts were on all day, and they were
intermittent.
intermittent.
So you could see Max and Moritz and the bands, first Max and Moritz, then the band. with small intermissions. But now
They've changed it, and
Yeah.
we have a daytime program and an evening program, and the change is about 5 o'clock in the evening, and I think this is because Efteling saw, just like us, that crowd levels dropped at 6 o'clock.
dramatically it was quiet in the park.
And I think by adding some special evening entertainment, they try to keep people longer in the park. You can do the complete round through the park twice, because on daytime you have an act and you have a completely different act in the evening. And I sneak it in, Evening with Wolf is back, and that it was a fan favorite. And let's head over to the fairytale forest. The Efteling promised that the guard would be, of Sleeping Beauty would be in place before start of summer, but
Despite my faith and positivity that they will make it, they did not. The guard is not here yet. I'm sure it will come when, we don't know.
over to Red Riding Hood. We mentioned that the statue on top of the arrow was gone. They are painting it and it looks really nice, so we are sure that also the statue will be back really soon.
Yep.
Hansel and Gretel.
They're coming along very fast. It's looking very good. We know it will take a while because there will be a time in the build that it will take some time to dry, but it looks like they're maybe a little ahead of schedule.
I think so. The outside of the building is completely done. We can't follow the improvements anymore because they completely wrapped the building, and this means that they are painting and doing all kinds of other stuff that they have to do weather independent. But then the biggest news in the fairytale forest.
A new fairy tale.
The fairytale Princess and the Pea will be located near the hotel, and in the marketing it will be connected to the Grand Hotel. So I think it's quite logical that if you open the fairytale early 2025, that also the hotel will open in the same time. Fingers crossed.
It's next to Trollekoning, but it's also next to Vrouw Holle. So if you know the fairytale forest, it's a very logical spot next to the Grand Hotel.
Don't expect too much of this fairy tale. It's a small building, I think 16 square feet or something. You can walk around. It will be an extra square with the entrance of the Grand Hotel to the park. And I think that the square will only be accessible from Vrouw Holle. But the location is between those two. The pictures are drawn by Sander de Bruin, and he did a really great job. And I think we saw where he got his inspiration for the building.
Yes, it is very similar to an existing building at Efteling, and that's at the Anton Pieck Square.
The statue of the hen, where you can put your money to get a souvenir egg, there it's actually quite the same. But that makes it really Efteling. The groundbreaking works will be done after summer, so I think we have a new building construction to follow from September till April. One more.
One more to follow.
And then over to the Six Swans.
The Six Swans, yes, that is still in maintenance.
It's out of maintenance, but the ride isn't working.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not expected. It wasn't announced, and it looks like they're having troubles reopening. What's going on? We don't know.
We don't know. The water is gone, so it's clearly that they don't run the swans at this moment. We don't know yet, but there are more attractions at this moment with some trouble.
Yep.
More on that later. And that finishes up our tour to the fairytale forest.
Yes.
There's some news at Droomvlucht.
Dreamflight, yes. We're getting again virtual queuing at Efteling.
We started last Monday.
Efteling is a park without fast pass, without skipping the queue lines, without that kind of thing. So you just stand in line and get in an attraction, no special waiting things. But they have experimented in the past. They've had a virtual queue at Python, at Carnival Festival,
Monorail.
at Monorail Lavelaar, not with a really big success.
But it was because it was only virtual queuing, and what you saw at Carnival Festival was you got in line and then you get the message, come back in 5 minutes, and people just waited in front of the gate. And of course that's not the idea of virtual waiting.
I'm not a fan of virtual waiting, so I don't have any experiences in any park that it's a big success. It's usually just a way to earn more money for parks.
Especially for Disney.
Efteling has the ambition that the wait times at Efteling in 2030 will be 20 minutes or less for each attraction. And that is only possible if you double the size of the Efteling, or add something like virtual queuing.
And I think that the way they try it this summer at Droomvlucht can be the way to work it out, because there are two lines. You have the standby line, so if you don't want to do the virtual queuing, you can get in line, but there's also a virtual queue. You need the Efteling app to use this virtual queue.
You know what? Let's go and do it.
When you open the Efteling app, you go over to Dreamflight, you click into the attraction information and click the button Join the Virtual Queue. You select the number of people in your party. You can select 1 up to 6 persons and then join the virtual queue again. And now you can do whatever you want. To join the virtual queue, you need to be near Dreamflight. You are near Dreamflight once you enter Ton van de Ven Square. It went really smooth. The system is quite logical, and when you enter the queue, you go through the event location of Dreamflight. And that was actually part of the original queue line in the opening year. We had only a few minutes wait and we were able to enjoy Dreamflight. So this seems to work for us. So this is how it works, and this test will dure for the summertime. So expect to see some virtual queuing in the Efteling this summer. Over to maintenance, and let's start with work that's finished. The Piranha.
Yes, we rode it and it is so good. There are all kinds of, well, basically it's a new ride if you look at everything they've done, but it's so familiar. Efteling does it in such a way that it's absolutely new, but it feels nostalgic.
Oh, there are new elements added to the ride, but they feel like they were always been there. They aren't out of tone or something.
Out of style? No.
No. We made a special video about the reopening of Piranha. It's already on our channel. We'll make sure to link it down in the description. But there's also some maintenance still going on. Not that much anymore, but House of the Five Senses.
You can walk straight to the House of the Five Senses. Now, if you park in front of the House of the Five Senses, when you park in the extra parking lot, you still have to walk a little way around, but it's for a good cause. They need to redo the parking lot and it's looking good.
But it's such a good thing.
If you hear this, then Jin is now singing
Happy Birthday for a child. We are at the Fata Morgana Square and the summer entertainment already started, and it sounds really nice.
Yep.
I like Jin.
Yeah.
But indeed, I think it's a good thing that you can walk straight up to the House of the Five Senses again.
Yes.
Well, the parking lot will be a mess the upcoming years, we know that.
We know that.
But also in the House of the Five Senses, I think they are almost finished, because also the second parts of the doors are now redone. And the only thing that remains is Efteling.
Efteling still has the old color, still the red and gold instead of the blue and gold.
And it feels really outdated already.
And right now it feels outdated, but they will do it as soon as the hotel opens. They can't close the shop now in summer.
No.
They need that shop, so it will stay a while.
And it was rumored for a while that Efteling will have a great retheme. And indeed, I think they will do it as soon as the souvenir shop at the hotel opens. They will close down Efteling for a while and give it a new color scheme. Also, the cart with the measurement pole and where you can get maps isn't there yet. I guess that one is coming when the Island of the Five Senses opened. That's the area in front of the Grand Hotel.
Yep.
Then, not announced, but be prepared when temperatures rise. We see that Pagoda and Max and Moritz have some trouble.
Yes, what's the cause is, well, probably the temperatures, because they're down when it's 30 degrees and above. Of course, all the other rides are open, so just download the app when you come, check it out if it will reopen during the day. It probably will, but they have some problems.
And be aware, if they stay closed for the day, it doesn't mean that it won't open at all.
No.
Just keep checking. If the Efteling is able to reopen an attraction, they will. Also some maintenance at Hotel Loonseland.
It's scaffolding right now, so it's still open. You can visit, but you'll see some scaffolding.
And don't know why. I guess just some paintwork. Maybe they want to keep Loonseland open this winter.
I think so. I read some comments from people who thought that because the Efteling Hotel is in maintenance in January, February, March. That would mean the Grand Hotel is open, but I don't think so. I think they will keep Land open instead and close down the Efteling Hotel.
Over to a rumor. We love rumors, and we know you love rumors too. Because
I needed to check it, but this is a good one.
yeah, Fabula will leave the park.
There have been rumors before that the outside of Fabula will get a theme, a rock wall, because right now you see a very big green building that isn't too nice to look at. And when you stay at the Grand Hotel, especially probably in the most expensive rooms that overlook Aquanura, you see Fabula pretty well.
Yeah, but you see Fabula pretty well in many places in the park, and it isn't a nice building. And the rockwork is now probably not coming because it would cost millions and millions to add rockwork to an old building with an attraction within that isn't popular at all.
The 4D film isn't that popular. It's a nice film, but there's no waiting time, never.
And this movie is also shown in several other parks. So
there are a couple of things they can do with this. They can demolish it, build a new ride. It's a pretty big footprint, so they can do that. They can also lower the building and add something else, like an indoor theater, but
I think they will go for an indoor theater. In the last update we told about the changes of Ravelijn. When Ravelijn will close, the Efteling doesn't have any places for a large park show. You saw me thinking, because there is a small theater at Fairytale Forest, and in the old days there were plans to add theaters in all realms of the park, but I think they will need a large theater show just to get crowds out of the park on a couple of times a day. In the old days they did that at the Efteling Theater, but that is where Caro runs and they need a theater for that show.
Yes.
So they could use a large indoor theater.
And I don't know what the height will be and what the cost will be to lower a roof of a building.
I think they will demolish and rebuild. Most of the times that's the cheapest option.
Yeah.
And you can build a theater completely customized to your needs. And I think of a theater like the Lion King show in Disneyland Paris, a nicely themed outside of the park, inside a modern theater with a good show. It would perfectly fit in fantasy realm.
But let's be clear, the rumor is that Fabula will leave the park. The speculations about a theater are completely ours.
Yep.
No foundation on that whatsoever.
It's just armchair, blue sky imagineering, armchair imagineering, but I can see that fit in there really well with the Pardoes show. Pardoes is getting more and more popular.
Yes, it is. It's really fun to see. He's, of course, mostly outside in the morning, waving at the audience, and you hear more and more people very excited when they see Pardoes. That's fun to see.
For sure.
Then a follow-up to a rumor. The rumor was that in Het Lavelaar there are works on the way, maintenance, which is going well. In Het Lurk en Mimoenhuis, the previous bar that has been closed for a long time now, it was rumored there will be a new
scene,
a new fairy tale kind of scene.
And we told you it will be the first time since the opening in 1989 that Lavelaar will get a new scene, and we have now some confirmation because when we were here last week the door was open and we had a chance to peek in and we can see that windows are added, so they are working on the scene right now. The Efteling didn't confirm this yet, but we're quite sure they will, and the rumor is that the theme will be Lime and that there will be one animatronic.
We'll check it out for you once we can, of course, because now it's just fenced off.
Let's head over to all the building constructions in the work, and let's start at Grand Hotel.
That wasn't good news. They had a small fire, not too big.
They put the fire out themselves. And you can see it in the back. The Grand Hotel is coming together really, really fast.
Really fast. It's only needs the roof now, I think.
One or two layers and the roof, and then the outside will be finished.
Looks really good, yeah.
I think it
the
was...
scaffolding is up, so they can do the outside now too, the decorations.
And we already saw people from the decoration department present at the construction work, so... For the
probably heading over from Danse Macabre, because that one seems to be in the
final stages.
Final stages, and maybe they're even testing.
I think they already did some testing because on the back of Danse Macabre there was a large hole in the wall, and we thought they will make a gate there.
Something to get stuff in and out.
But they didn't. They closed it down with bricks and they themed it even. So you can't see that there was a hole anymore.
No.
And that means that all large parts of the ride are in place. And I think they also tested the main functions of the ride, because you want to be sure that you don't have to take out any large parts anymore after you close that hole in the wall.
And Efteling showed a little teaser video, which probably means there's new dance making of
Coming
Danse
up
Macabre
really
coming
soon.
up.
I
And
hope so. It's a while since we had one.
And it showed the church benches. It showed not a
Only
lot.
some theming. I
Yeah.
don't know what the seating will be like or the safety. People are hyped, and I don't see what the hype is here. Yes, we know the benches are in. We told you several months ago. Yes, they are themed. They look nice, but what does the ride look like? And I can use a making of. And please, Efteling, don't release this video in midsummer when everybody is on holiday and we can make a making of video. Because we like to do a respond to video again. And there's also some news about the book Danse Macabre, written by Paul Verloon, because there's a small synopsis now, and we know that it will be linked to the opening of the attraction, and the announcement is the beginning of October. Paul Verloon confirmed it at Comic-Con. He told that the release date isn't final at all because they will link it to the opening.
It seems finished, the book.
The artwork is finished, the story is finished.
There are a couple of, and these are fan rumors maybe, I'm not sure what the source is, that the attraction will maybe open even in September?
September 13th, because it's on a Friday, but maybe that's the start of the previews, we don't know.
We don't know the source of this one, so we don't include it in our section of rumors, official rumors.
We hope for an official announcement in the next making of video, so we keep you posted. If you want to stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. But maybe the biggest news about Danse Macabre is that we finally can see Danse Macabre on the map.
On the summer, there is a new map for summer, and it is drawn in there. Big step.
We looked at it with a microscope to see if we can see anything new, but actually there isn't much to see.
There's something missing even.
Esmeralda. We know Esmeralda will transfer from the place where she's now for the shows with the charlatans into Huiverwoud.
That's the Baron organ.
So she should move to the Huiverwoud, but she's not on the map yet, maybe later. What you can see is the way the waiting area will be arranged. And also you can see an announcement autumn 2024, so we're getting closer and closer to a formal opening date. Over to the new annual passes, because it was a mess.
Wow, that was a fiasco. New annual passes were available on one day, and you had to log in to get a new annual pass. And of course, Efteling had 30,000 annual pass holders, all very excited to renew their subscription. And you think Efteling knows this and had months to prepare, but
they didn't.
No, they didn't.
They added a virtual queue to make sure that not all persons were on the website on the same time.
That worked.
That worked. But when we get in line, there were almost 3,000 persons in front of us, and as soon as we came through, it failed. While logging in, and we were placed back in line.
And that happened to basically everyone all day long.
And if you came through, your annual pass wasn't linked to your account. There was something going wrong between the connection between the database and the website.
You could also come to Efteling. That worked fine. People that came to Efteling could renew their subscription. And what was messy, in my opinion, is especially that the entire pay function to the Efteling website seemed to malfunction. Even now, I believe people can't pay for Caro, and you have to phone Efteling to pay for Caro. So I hope they resolve that very soon, because not only annual pass holders had hindrance, but everybody. wanting to pay for their holiday or their vacation had trouble because of this.
Let's hope it solves really well.
And we're making a video especially about annual passes to see if it's an option for you.
It's coming up in the upcoming months.
If you want to help us make more videos on a more regular basis or more, of course we post once a week. We want to go to twice a week, but time we're working too, of course. So if you want to support us with that, go to our Patreon page, become a patron and help us.
And become a part of our nice WhatsApp community.
Yes.
They really help us making the news.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. We add news items there on forehand. We have nice discussions with all the members about the Efteling and all other parks in the Netherlands. It's a really fun community. Head over to Patreon.
And there are more videos there, so if you can't get enough of our channel.
Then over to some more happy news. Merchandise, because, oh wow, Efteling is doing such a great job. There is a lot of new merchandise in stores since last month. First of all, something that was there and is gone already. The giant pin.
Yes, that one went fast, and it's a pin basically the size of my hand, and it was a very nice design of the Anton Pieck Square in celebration of an anniversary.
70 years of Anton Pieck Square.
And I think they will make more because it was popular.
It costed €20 and was available at the Oude Marskramer. It looked so nice. It's a really nice pin, but now only for collectors and second-hand. Something that isn't gone is the summer souvenir line at the summer beach.
Really fun. They've got hats, they've got pins, they've got magnets, fun magnets. Yeah, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm. And also Piranha had an own souvenir line.
Also looking very good. Piranha has a shop that only has Piranha shop items there, so you can't buy it at Efteling, for example. And they've got a tile, they've got a board game, they've got lanyards, pins.
Oh, so much. And it's a really nice store. I also like the souvenir line. It has a real 80s vibe, and I love all this attraction merch coming to the Efteling. Also new and announced is the new plates and mugs and cups.
If you've been to Efteling, you will have noticed the very, very beautiful plates and cups of the Indian water lilies. And they're going along in those line. They're adding Hansel and Gretel.
Yep, Indian water lilies had the main color was green, and now they're adding a blue one from Hansel and Gretel. You have large plates, small plates, some bowls.
I love that they're doing this. It surprised me that they're doing Hansel and Gretel while the fairy tale itself is
closed for another 6 months. Maybe this is the way to experience a fairy tale.
Who knows?
I really, really love this high-end line of souvenirs.
It's costly, but it's so beautiful.
It will be available from half of July, so I think next week at Efteling and at the Oude Marskramer. And also, we have a lot of new merchandise because you worked really hard on new designs.
Yes, look at the shop and let me know what you think. I'm really curious to know if you like the designs.
To see all the options, head over to DutchThemeParkNetwork.com/shop. Also some food news.
There is a new menu at the Efteling Hotel. Efteling Hotel had a Snow White menu, inspired menu, and they changed the menu to a fakir menu. And don't expect too much. It's new menu, and especially the desserts have a little nice touch to them.
You had the one from the Snow White?
The Snow White menu had a dessert, for example, with a little chocolate that had a picture of Snow White on it. So things like that.
And also the taste of some of the dishes is a little bit changed to more Middle Eastern taste. And I love that. So I'm quite sure we'll check that one out this summer.
There are also summer specials at Efteling, only available at summer, but we'll do that one in our summer edition.
But one to mention is the new sandwich at the summer beach. They have chicken, naan bread with chicken and also vegetarian chicken if you want to, with peanut sauce. I love it. But also food news at Polle's Kitchen.
Polle's Kitchen has new season specials, and I'm gonna read this because I don't know them from heart. There is a seasonal soup, that's the zucchini cucumber soup. There is a savory special, the pancake with paprika, corn, chives, baked together with bacon, beef strips, cubes of apple, celery, coleslaw and barbecue sauce.
I really liked that one, but It wasn't available when we tried to get one.
But maybe when you visit it is available. Let us know how it tastes. There is a sweet special, a pancake with stracciatella ice cream, fresh strawberries, Oreo cookies and Oreo crumbs. And there is a plant-based special, which is new. The first time they have that. And that's a vegan batter, tomato hummus, cucumber slices, soy chicken and paprika powder.
Sounds good.
Sounds very good. There's also seasonal dessert. That's 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream, fresh strawberries and whipped cream. Sounds very good. They also have seasonal mocktails, but we'll show you in our summer update video, so don't miss that one. We'll also cover the food specials.
For sure. Over to some small items. And first of all, they added a new button at George and the Dragon.
A new button?
A new button, a children's button, because when children don't dare to ride the attraction,
that one, yes.
Or if they don't meet the height restrictions, they are able to help to set off the train, and they could check the safety bars. But now they also can set the train in motion. Well, actually between air quotes, because the button doesn't do anything at all.
But it's so much fun. If your child can't ride the ride, it can just wait on the station in company with an employee and they set the train in motion. How fun is that?
I love the Efteling doing this extra mile to
lift the experience.
Lift the experience for children. They don't need to be sad because they are able to do something that nobody else. Very special. There's also a lot of news for people with a disability this month. First of all, the Dreamflight, virtual Dreamflight, is finally renewed. And now in the virtual reality you also see the new version of the attraction.
Yes, the attraction was updated 2 years ago, 1 year ago.
1 year ago, last winter.
And of course then there was an issue with the planets. Check out our previous videos if you want to know more about that. News videos. Now the planets are back and they reshot the entire VR experience and you can ride the new rides, the updated Dreamflight.
It's a really nice experience.
It is very cool, and on quiet days you can also do this when you're not disabled. Of course, if there is a disabled person, please let them go first, but there are options for you to do it.
Just ask for the possibilities, but don't expect that you can do when you don't have a disability, because it's mainly there to let people with a disability experience the attraction as best as possible.
Yep.
Also some news at Villa Volta for disabilities, because now one of the benches in the main show is reserved for people with mobility issues. You have to be able to transfer yourself, and otherwise you can see the video. We made
there are steps, so you need to be able to take those steps.
But with a minor mobility issue, you can now also ride the main attraction of Villa Volta with an own reserved bench, and I think that's a good step.
Good job, Efteling.
And also a good job at Vogelrok, because when you were visiting Vogelrok with a disability, you had to do some waiting because they can only have a person riding the train at the same time. You had to wait before a door, and there were no seats available at all. And the Efteling added a really well-themed bench there. And then the shuttle buses at the resorts.
Also very, very, very good news. They run on a schedule, which is a good thing, and they also run to the hotel. So if you want to go to the Efteling bar at night,
do so.
Do so.
Lovely spot.
Lovely spot. It is available at least until the retheme in January. We don't know what will happen after that. But right now you can go to the Efteling Hotel, go to, for example,
the Gelachkamer.
The Gelachkamer, or the restaurant for the Faki menu.
I think, but also when you visit the hotel and you want to do a swim in the Bosrijk, then now you can use the shuttle bus. And I think this is a really, really great step forward for Efteling to add a schedule with a fixed route for the buses, so you know that within 20 minutes there will be a shuttle available for you, and that you can visit all the resorts, places in the resort, with one and the same shuttle bus. Way to go, Efteling.
Very good.
Over to some other parks in the Netherlands and in the Benelux.
Yes, there is a completely new theme park coming to the Netherlands next year.
In the summer of 2025, in the east of the Netherlands, Bummel World or Bummel World will open.
And it's about Tom Puss, I think it's known in the UK. And I guess Oliver B. Bummel?
B. Bummel, the bear.
The bear.
And it's really typically Dutch IP, mainly in the 60s, 70s and 80s.
There were comic books.
And even a movie.
Yeah, there were comic books and a movie. And it's an indoor theme park and it's being built right now. There are cool updates on a local television station. We'll link them in the description. And it's combination with holiday home exploitation. Same like Duinruil, same like Slagharen. So we're expecting a lot from this one.
I do expect a lot of this. Also because there already is a tonal museum where there was a lot to see of ODB Bummel. That will disappear and all items from that museum will head over to this new theme park. They promise that it doesn't only contain rides for children, but that there will be something to do for the complete family. We're sure to check that one out as soon as it opens because I'm really excited for this new park.
Yeah.
A new park for Dutch Theme Park Network.
Cool.
But also there's news about Amazonia. We told you about the troubles. And it was closed.
It's a water ride in Bellewaarde, a new water ride, and they closed it 2 days, 3 days after opening.
7 days.
Oh, 7 days.
It runs 7 days because the joke was that it was a $2 million euro costing attraction.
But it reopens.
And all malfunctions seems to be fixed.
Very good.
Very well. It looks really, really spectacular. So I think that we should find some time to visit Bellewaarde as well. We have such a busy schedule.
Yep.
Over to Duinruil.
Duinruil has new bungalows announced.
90 new bungalows will be added to the park. And we know people from the UK love Duinruil. So I think we'll make a video what is Duinruil as well.
Oh, we're visiting Duinruil real soon to expand on Dutch Theme Park Network, not only covering Efteling and Toverland.
But this seems that Duinruil is doing really well, adding new houses. They will need them.
Yeah.
Then over to Toverland.
Yes, not the best news. They're increasing their prices for parking from €10 to €12.
And that means I pay almost the same as parking at the Efteling because this is €12.50.
Yep, and that will be €12.
Oh boy, but the parking lot is way worse than the Efteling.
Yeah, well, and also Toverland is less accessible to public transportation.
Way less accessible, so I don't know what to think about this news. You actually need a car to visit Toverland.
I think you can go by bus, but it will take you forever.
And this is an increase of 25% in once. It's something. But Toverland's still worth the visit, so...
If you love coasters, definitely worth the visit. Or if you have small children, definitely worth the visit. I'm making a video on that one too, should you visit Toverland.
Boy, we announced a lot of videos in this one.
Yeah, I know.
But there's so much to tell about the Dutch theme parks. But this rounds up this month's news update. We hope you enjoyed. You've heard we have a lot of videos in the works, so make sure to subscribe to our channel.
And help us out by liking this video and spreading the word about us. We love all the new people that found our channel in the last months. We added 300 subscribers and we'd love to welcome you too.
And we also love to welcome some new members to our WhatsApp community. Do you want to become a part of this community? Head over to Patreon and become a patron of our channel. And we hope to see you in the next one. Let's go to Fata Morgana.
Yes. Bye-bye.
See ya.